Like Malik's little robot.
Whoa, oh, oh, oh.
Robot boss.
Yeah, yeah. We don't compete, we complete every heartbeat in the beat. Shoulder to shoulder, we move as one. When one shines, we all become the sun. No crown for one, the crown's for all. We catch each other when we fall. No soldier left, no soul behind. We rise as one, the unified mind. Radiate and rise, amplify the collective frequency. Together we rewrite destiny. Every win a shared victory. Oh, we radiate and rise. One tribe, one energy. No walls, just symmetry. We lift the world in harmony. On hands and hearts are we synchronize. Collaboration is how we fly. The wave gets stronger with every soul. Together we make the circle whole. Yeah. Oh,
I think we're going to have to teach you girls some hula.
Yes.
Yeah, we need to choreograph some moves.
Oh, yeah.
Because next year we'll be up on the stage in New Zealand and Australia
Yes.
doing our Radiate and Rise
We are
dance.
officially now in Hawaii, Australia, and New Zealand.
Woo woo!
You
We're in
guys, I'm so
Australia.
proud of us.
Congratulations.
We're into Western Australia.
I am so proud of all of us.
Absolutely. Right.
Right, I'm going to mute out.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Radiate and Rise final Christmas edition. And today, Malik has got some amazing training for us. And welcome, everybody. Great to see you. Yay, we have a Kiwi in the house. Paul Phillips has just joined us. Fantastic. And really looking forward to the training today that Malik has again lined up some super training. And this is really going to help us propel into 2026 as well and really get those systems and strategies in place so that we really get the momentum going into the new year and explode globally, radiate and rise globally. So without a further ado, we'll pass it over to Malik. I am Angel Rose from New Zealand in the beautiful Bay of Plenty, Tauranga. And I'm really excited for what we've got coming into the new year and having all of your beautiful souls that will be coming down to New Zealand next year as well, which is super, super exciting. So anyway, Malik, all over to you. Thank you, brother, for all of your dedication. We appreciate you and grateful for you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I'm grateful to be here with the Radiate and Rise Collective. And I look forward to doing these trainings every single week. But there's so much excitement that's happening in Holy Life right now. Just like Angel touched on, we have the kickoff event for North America that's going to be happening in about 20 days. And next year, we will be doing an official event in New Zealand as well. So everyone get prepared. There's going to be big things happening. A lot of events are going to be happening all across the United States as well. And we just want to make sure that every single week, we want to make sure that we get our people, I guess, close to the campfire so that more people can catch fire and be that light that shines that attracts more people to this opportunity. So let me go ahead and get into this training tonight. What we're going to be talking about is some engagement strategies to help you attract people rather than having to chase people all around social media. And I know that this is a big problem right now, especially because with Facebook, a lot of the algorithms have changed. It's become even a lot more difficult for people to get their information that they're putting out there seen by other people. So let me go ahead and share my screen so that we can jump into this training for today. All right, so again, what we're going to be talking about here with Radiate and Rise Collective tonight is how to create more engagement so that you can attract more clients. And the first thing that everyone needs to realize is engagement is the real currency. Most people think that they have a lead problem when in reality, they have a visibility and engagement problem. The more people who see your content, the higher the probability of attracting aligned clients. This training is not about posting more, selling harder, or chasing people in DMs. It's all about learning how to work the social media instead of against it and allowing curiosity and connection to do the heavy lifting, you guys. And this is something that I've been doing constantly with the content that I'm putting out there in social media, is making sure that I can actually create that curiosity that attracts people to actually reach out. And I'll also make sure that I'm creating highly engaging content, because that's how I'm going to be able to generate massive leads online without having to pay for traffic. And when engagement goes up, conversions go up. When conversions go up, clients appear naturally. And I'm going to show you by the end of this training a live example of a post that I made that I actually generated a client with through Facebook. So we're going to talk about how you can actually go from posting into positioning, right? Because for a long time, I actually believed that freedom meant working harder. You know how, they always preach when you're younger that you have to work hard in order to make money, right? And you have to work longer hours, more grinding, more effort. But what I eventually realized is that true freedom comes from alignment. And when you're perfectly aligned, you can actually attract the right people that you want into your life. And alignment between your lifestyle, your message, and a simple duplicatable system will definitely take you to the next level inside of Oli Life. People don't engage with business posts. If you notice, most time when people put out a business post, they'll get crickets. But if they put out a post where it speaks about their lifestyle, or they're just being natural and fun, or being funny or whatever, people will engage with that content a lot more. They engage with real experiences, truth, energy. So when you stop trying to convince and you start simply sharing your life, this is when your life will change. And this is where you're going to start to see results. And this is how you're actually going to start to attract people, right? And this is what I discovered over all of my years of being online. Like, I never had a warm market. I never was the person that did old school marketing or anything like that. I paid thousands and thousands of dollars for my training to be able to learn how to actually consistently move my business forward on social media. And these are some of the things that I'm going to be teaching you guys tonight as well. So one thing that you have to start to understand is that with Facebook, there's an algorithm, right? And if you're working with the algorithm, it can definitely work in your favor. But if you're working against the algorithm, Facebook is not going to show your content to people. And as I said in the very beginning, it's become more and more difficult for people to be seen on Facebook. Facebook actually wants people to pay for ads, right? So that's why they show your content to less people. In order for you to actually get people to see your post, there's a few different hacks that you need to be doing on a regular basis. And we're going to go through that in just a little bit. But Facebook is not personal, it's responsive. The platform rewards interaction. Posts that receive engagement early are shown to more people, and posts that don't receive engagement, they disappear. So when you're putting a post out there on Facebook, it's very, very crucial that you engage on that post within the first 30 minutes to the first 1 hour, right? Because the more engagement that you get at the beginning of a post, the more that they're going to show that post to more people inside of the news feed. So if you just make a post, but then you just walk away, and maybe you have people that are commenting on that post and you don't comment back to those people fast enough, you're actually reducing your own reach, and less people are going to see that on social media. If you want Facebook to work for you, then you must give it signals that your content matters. And that means what you need to do is warm up the platform's algorithm before you actually start making a post. That's something that's definitely gonna, help you to get more visibility, because in reality, visibility is not luck. It's all about structure. So let's get into some engagement hacks that you can actually start doing on social media, specifically Facebook, to start getting more people to be able to see your content. Now, number one is before you post any content that attracts clients, go through your news feed and love and comment on at least 20 posts before you actually go out and put out your posts, right? And these comments that you're making, they should be real and they should be genuine comments, not just dropping a bunch of emojis on somebody's profile or anything like that, because you're actually building a relationship while you're making these comments on people's posts and different things like that. So you want to make sure that you're always being real, that you're always being genuine. And this is what's going to make you stand out from all of the other people that are commenting on their profile. And this action, it warms up the algorithm and significantly increases the reach of your next post. So anytime that I get ready to do a post on social media, especially if it's going to be something for me to attract new clients, I'm going to make sure that I go through the news feed. I'm going to like and comment on at least 20 posts before I make that post. And it's going to make sure that more people are seeing that content versus you spending a lot of time to create something and then you don't get enough visibility on that post. Now, another thing that you can do to really increase your reach on social media is that you can love your own posts, right? I know that maybe you haven't even thought of that before, but loving on your own post is something that actually helps Facebook push your post in the algorithm and more people will actually be able to see that post. And I'm going to give you guys some live examples and kind of show you guys exactly what I'm talking about after we get through this first part of the training. Another thing that you can do to get more engagement besides loving on your own post is that you can comment on your own post 2 to 3 times, right? This is another thing that you can do that's sort of an engagement hack that I pretty much do on every single one of my posts. Another thing that you can do is ask a question. You can add some context, or you can just share an extra thought inside of your own comments. And if you guys go through Facebook, you'll notice that you'll see people who are posting that are doing a lot of comments in their posts. Sometimes they even tag their followers. Sometimes they try to tag everyone. There's a lot of different methods that you can do inside of your comments that will actually boost your reach, and get more people to be able to see that post. Now, this engagement hack that I just gave you about commenting on your own post 2 or 3 times, the cool thing about this hack is that you can go to your own post maybe like a few days later and you can even reply to those comments and it will push your post back into the news feed. So this is how you can have extended reach and kind of repurpose the same post so that it gets more visibility and more people can actually see it in the news feed. Because again, just like we touched on at the beginning, the more engagement that you have, the more visibility, the higher the probability that you're going to attract high-level clients that are going to be reaching out to you, asking for more information. And most people post once and move on. The high earners, they know how to resurface their content. And this is something that Michelle and I talk about all the time. Sometimes we have a post that we've done a couple of days ago. You can even share it inside of our boost chat. We have the Awakening boost channel where you can throw it in there and you can get some more people to go and love on it. And that's another way that you can actually boost or repurpose one of your posts that maybe you've done a couple of days ago to get more visibility on that particular post as well. So the next thing that we're going to be talking about is vibing with your tribe, okay? Now, this is kind of like step number 2 in the process. The first thing that you want to do if you don't have a lot of engagement right now is that you want to focus on going in the newsfeed and loving and commenting on 20 posts before you go and make your post that's designed to attract new clients, right? And once you get to a point where your engagement becomes consistent, which is usually around like 30 to 50 likes per post, then it's time for you to actually start to deepen that connection. And the way that you deepen that connection is before your next post, you go back to your most recent post and you love and comment on 20 people who reacted to your post, right? Now, in the beginning, this is not really easy to do because you don't have enough engagement to follow this strategy where you're actually vibing with your tribe. But once you get to a point where you have 30 to 50 people that are liking on your post consistently, you won't really have to go to the newsfeed anymore. Instead of you going to the newsfeed, you can just vibe with your tribe, which is going to help you to actually get more acquainted with your tribe of people that are actually coming into your profile. And it's going to make it so much easier to build those authentic connections. And people are going to be attracted to you and they're going to want to start working with you because they're going to be seeing your content a lot inside of their newsfeed as well. And again, you always want to be genuine when you're making your comments, especially when you're vibing with your tribe, right? The way that I see it is if you have a selective group that are coming to your profile every single time that you like a post, this becomes your tribe. And if you actually cultivate that tribe and you start vibing with that tribe, that's one of the best ways that you can start getting results quickly. And ask how they're doing. Respond like a human. And remember, no pitching, no selling, just all about connection. Engagement builds familiarity, familiarity builds trust, and trust opens conversations. All right. So now we're going to get into some live examples of a lot of the stuff that we just covered here today, because I know that sometimes when you're kind of hearing it in verbiage, it can be kind of hard for you to kind of see how everything breaks down. And we're also going to give a live breakdown of a high engagement post that actually helped me to make a sale just about a little bit over a week ago, right? And we want to talk about high engaging posts that you can follow a simple structure with. And the structure that I follow is that normally my posts that I create on social media, they're story-based posts, right? The content is lifestyle, it's emotional truth, and it's also something that has a simple call to action, like info, right? No links, no pressure, no explanation. The purpose is not to sell, it's to invite to conversation. So this exact approach actually helped me to generate a client because the right people felt aligned and raised their hand on their own, you guys. So let's cover some of the hacks that I talk about in the very beginning first. And then after we cover the hacks, then what we'll do is we'll look at a high engaging post that actually got me a client that started with me in Holy Life. So before you actually get ready to make your post, something that's going to be designed to generate customers or generate clients, you want to make sure that you go through the news feed and that you love and comment on at least 20 posts. So you can see right here, I'm in the news feed and you can see one of our team members here, Cynthia Mann, right? I can go over there and I can go engage on her post really quickly, right? I always like to look at the content that people are posting because I want to say something that's relevant to what she's saying here, right? And I can see that she's talking about health, how she lost weight, how she felt like herself again, and how she had slid backwards. And it says here, I'm supposed to be the one with the answer. So I feel exactly where she's coming from here. This is a powerful post. And what I'm going to say on here is I'm with you on that, right? Boom. So that's one comment, right? And this is what you'll do is just that same process with engaging on 20 people's posts. You just come through the news feed. Me personally, I only engage on content that I actually want to engage on. I'm not just going to like on any random person's post just to try to get some engagement, but I always try to like on something that I actually resonate with, right? So here's a quote right here. What they hate in you is what's missing in them, right? Keep shining. So I could just say, wow, I could comment to that and say, keep shining as well. So this is how easy it is. It doesn't take that much time for you to actually go ahead and engage on 20 people's posts. And what you'll notice is when you engage on 20 people's posts by doing a love and a comment, and remember when I say love, I mean love. I don't mean like. You want to make sure that you love on their posts and you want to make sure that you do a comment. And when you do this and you go through the news feed, what Facebook is going to do is they're going to show your post to more people in the news feed because you warmed up the algorithm and because you actually went out and loved on other people's posts and did comments. So now they're going to allow other people to love and comment on your post. And that's pretty much the way that it works, you guys. Now let's cover some of the other stuff that I talked about in the training as well. So remember when I talked about loving on your own post and when I talked about how you can actually get more engagement because of it, and also how you can comment on your post 3 times. This is something that I pretty much do almost on every single one of my posts. If I just come to my last post as an example, you can see that I did a GIF right there. You can see that I did this little emoji right here. And then if I scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll probably see the 3rd engagement that I did on my own post, right? And it's right here. So if I wanted to push this post back into the news feed, I could actually just come right here. I could love on it and I could just react to it, right? Let's see. Let me just do that. I could just react to it, right? And then I have these other 2 all the way at the top where I could react to these 2 as well, right? And what that's going to do is it's going to push my post back into the newsfeed again. When you have like 3 reactions back to back on a post, what's going to happen is Facebook's going to push that post back into the algorithm again. So I could just say, let's go. Boom. And then I could go here and react to this 3rd one as well. And what this is going to do is it's going to allow me to get more visibility on my posts, right? So even though I just did this post like 3 days ago or something like that, I can actually get this post back into the algorithm very quickly. Like that took less than 2 minutes simply by reacting to my own comments that I had on this post, right? So these are some hacks that a lot of people don't know, but if you start doing these hacks on a regular basis, watch how your engagement will start to take off. The post that I just showed you is one of my lower engagement posts, but look at the type of engagement that I normally get on a post. This one right here, I have 102 people that like this post, right? If I scroll down a little bit further, that one had 25, this one had 82, this one has 169, this one has 72, this one has 149, right? So the more engagement that you're going to get on a particular post, that's going to give you more probability of people actually reaching out and asking for more information about what it is that you're doing, especially if you create enough curiosity, right? One other thing that I wanted to talk about that I covered in the training is vibing with your tribe, right? Now, once you get to a point where you're getting a lot of engagement like I do, right? You see, I had like 98 people that liked this particular post. Instead of me going in the news feed and liking and commenting on 20 random people's posts, what I could do here is I can click on this. I can see the people that liked it, loved it, all of that. I particularly only like to focus on the people that loved it because love is a stronger emotion. If somebody takes the time to actually love my post, then I'll take the time to go back and love and comment on their post, right? So instead of going to the news feed, once you have very high engagement, you can go to the people that loved it, or you can go to people who loved it and liked it if you choose to. And what you can do is you can start going to these people's profiles and you can start loving and commenting on their posts. Now, when you do that, Facebook is going to start showing your content to all of these people that you love and comment with, right? And the best thing about it is this is your tribe, right? That's the reason why I call this part of the training Vibe with Your Tribe, because you can start to love and comment on the people that are vibing with you. And this is how you're going to create more connection. And this is how you're going to get them to see your content and they can actually start gravitating to it naturally as well, you guys. So you see, I have well over 47 people that love this post. So what I like to do in my situation is I'll go to a post like this that's one of my most recent posts, and I'll just like and engage on 20 people from my own tribe so that I can vibe with these people so that they can start to see my content. And this is how you're going to start to have a lot more success inside of your business with Oli Life. Okay. Now, one other thing that I want to talk about is this post that I actually created that was a high engagement post that actually got me a sale with Oli Life. Okay. Now, this was the post that I made that got me the sale, right? Now, does it look like I'm trying to sell Oli Life products in this picture? That's the only question I want to ask, right? Um, I never come from an angle where I want to look like a salesman, right? Because I know that most people don't like to sell. And another thing that we have to keep in mind is that people hate to be sold, but guess what? They love to buy, right? So when you can create content that speaks to people in stories, they're going to read through all of that different content. And when you can create enough curiosity for people, they're going to start reaching out and they're going to start asking for more information. Now, some people wouldn't even know that I was even promoting Oli Life through this post right here, but I'm just going to read it out to everyone right now and just kind of go through this post, and we're going to see how this post actually generated a sale for me, right? So what I said is, I don't talk about this often, but the truth is my entire life shifted the moment that I stopped grinding and started using a simple simple duplicatable system that actually works with my lifestyle instead of against it. For years, I thought freedom meant work harder. Now it means waking up in a different country, homeschooling my kids, exploring the world while a residual income stream grows in the background from 1 hour a day of flow. No hard selling, no stressing over algorithms, no complicated tech, just sharing my experiences, helping people feel better, and following a step-by-step system that anyone can plug into, even complete beginners. What blows my mind the most is this. Every time I travel, rest, or live life, the system keeps working. And the people that I'm teaching, they're duplicating it effortlessly. I don't say this to impress you. I say this to show you what's possible when you stop overthinking and start aligning. If you've ever felt that feeling, that nudge, that there has to be more than this, or you've been craving time freedom, wellness, and income that doesn't require the entire day, just send me info. No pressure. I'll simply show you what's been transforming my life and so many others. Your next chapter might be one simple system away. All right. So let's look at how many engagements I got on this post, and let's look at how many people actually asked for info. Okay. So I got 120 people that actually loved on this particular post. And if I go right here to the comments, you can see all of the people that actually commented on this post. Now let's count and see how many people asked for info. There goes one right there. There goes two. There goes three. Let's see how many more. There goes four. Hopefully I didn't miss any. Five, six. Let's see any more. Any more infos? Seven. Okay. So 7 people asked for info, right? So this kind of gives you an idea of how many engagements that you really need to get on social media to start having people really reach out and ask for info, right? If you have a post that's not really getting a lot of engagement, you're not going to get a lot of people that are reaching out asking for information. So the whole key is to create content where you're not looking like you're trying to sell someone something, keeping it more personal, doing it in a story format, and then creating curiosity that makes people want to ask for information. And this woman right here named Jeanette Ramsey, this lady actually became a client for me. She actually ended up buying herself a P90 Plus, right? She asked for info on this particular post. And the only thing that I did is I sent her a script that got her over to the 5-minute video. After she watched the 5 minute video, I followed up with her and I asked her what she thought about the information. She started to tell me that she was involved in another company where she had bought another device that was using PEMF technology, but she never made any money with it or anything like that. And she was really interested to see how this technology can work for her and also how she can create another income stream. So this was not a hard sell for me. The only thing I did was send her over the information, got her over to a 5 minute video. She was into PMF technology. The next thing you know, I was just literally receiving the application, because I gave her my email. So I received the email with, her product purchase and everything like that. I sent her over the link. And the next thing you know, she was a new customer in my business with Oli Life, you guys. So just wanted to share this with you so you guys can see some live examples of how you can create highly engaging content that will help you to actually attract clients rather than having to chase people all over social media. So I hope that that was helpful, you guys. And one thing I want to say is that you don't need to have better scripts. You don't need better connection. Engagement creates conversations. Conversations create clients. And your only action step is to start warming up the news feed, post curiosity-driven lifestyle posts, and let alignment do the rest. Stop overthinking it. Trust the process and let your story work for you. So with that, I'll pass it back over to Angel Rose and we'll get into the rest of this training.
The rest. Wow, that was amazing. Let's just check back and see, has anybody got any questions in the chat? Or would you like to just unmute yourself if you do have any questions with regards to any of that? That was amazing, Malik.
Can y'all hear me? I've got to do my car phone. If you can't, then I'll wait till later.
Can hear you.
Okay. If I understood Malik correctly, he goes through his news feed and he likes and comments on the ones that are loving his comment or loving his post the best, I guess. And then after he does that on like 20 or so of his posts or through his news feed, then he'll make a post.
Yeah, so basically what I would do is go through the news feed and just like love and comment on 20 posts, right? That's what you want to do like in the very beginning, like especially if you're not having a lot of engagement, right? You always want to make sure that you go through the news feed, love and comment on 20 posts before you go out there and make your next post. It's going to warm up the algorithm. Facebook is going to be a lot more generous. They're going to start showing your content to a lot more people. And that's how I get so much high engagement, where most of the time it's like between like 75 and 100 people that actually like my post. But if you notice, the ones that have less engagement on my profile are some of the ones where it's like welcomes with banners and different things where it doesn't have an original picture, because Facebook looks at that as promotional content. Most of my posts that I make, they always have a real picture. It makes a huge difference, right? When you have real pictures on your profile, then Facebook, the algorithm doesn't pick it up as something that looks salesy. And also your audience isn't going to pick up on it as salesy either, right? So you're going to get a lot more engagement. More people are going to react because people hate to be sold, but they love to buy. So just always keep that in mind.
And on the boosting, Malik, when you said something about the boosting, can everyone boost their posts? Are we lost, Malik?
I just had someone trying to call on that line. Sorry about that. But yeah, you can definitely boost your post. Like what I do is after you love and engage on someone else's content, 20 people, the next thing that I would do is I would put out my post. And immediately after I put on my post, I'll love my own post. And then I'll do 3 comments on my own post, right? So what that does is it really warms up the algorithm, and Facebook is going to show it to more people because Facebook sees three comments come onto your post and they see that you loved it. It pushes it in the feed so that more people can see it. And then what you can do is, let's say like a day or two later, you could go back to those three comments that you did on your own post and you can comment back to yourself. You're going to get three more engagements, and then Facebook is going to push your post back into the news feed again.
I can attest that that works. It really works. And so I go into Malik's posts and I go into Michelle's because, you know, I'm linked to them. And I on purpose comment. I on purpose do things because I know it brings people to you,
Exactly.
you know? And so you help me, I help you. So what you can do is like those of you that are starting to do this, send it to me. I'll link it. I'll make comments. I'll help you. You know, this is what it's all about. I've been doing Facebook since it opened, but my thing was sovereignty stuff. You know, saving my people. That's how I learned how to do this. It works. I promise you, it works. And you just keep commenting and commenting. The only thing that upsets me sometimes is that Facebook picks up on it. So they
Yes,
fill my stuff up with all this health stuff. So I go deleting, deleting, deleting because I don't want nobody else's stuff on my thing, you
exactly.
know? But I'll put up with it. I can delete if that'll bring me customers.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. And it really does work. You know, it's going to make your content more visible when you go out there and love on other people's stuff. And that's just the way that Facebook works these days, right? Because they really want people to pay for Facebook ads, or they want you to have to boost your posts so that they can make money, right? So a way that you can get around that is to follow some of these hacks that I just showed you guys tonight or today, wherever you are in the world. And if you just start using some of these hacks, you'll notice that your visibility will go up. You'll have so much more engagement, and then you'll have more clients that will actually be attracted to that content that will say info, or they'll jump into your inbox. Like I have people that go into my inbox all the time because of a post that I put out there on social media. But because I follow these different engagement strategies, I'm getting more reach and making it more visible. I'm reaching more people on every single post and just trying to maximize the content that I'm creating. And Michelle is someone else who's a really big influencer, and she gets a lot of engagement as well. Do you have anything else that you want to add to this, Michelle?
I could add a couple of things, and not as big of an influencer as I used to be. Definitely not as much engagement, but um, so stories. I know we've talked about this before. Stories is a great place to do your selling. Like if you want to do a picture or a moving, like a video, a reel, stories is the best place for it. Like Malik says, the your Facebook profile, Facebook wants to see pictures of you. Your audience wants to see pictures of you, your lifestyle, what you're doing. Um, so this is kind of what I do. This is a little trick that I learned. When I have people who are maybe interested, who've kind of been sitting on the fence or something like that, I'll go in, I'll message them. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? La la la. Nothing about the business whatsoever. Throw those things in my stories, and guess whose story they're going to see? Mine. Guess who they reach out to? Me. And I don't even have to ask them if they've taken a look. So that's just a little key, a little trick. Also, um, when you are viewing stories, you can go and love and comment on a few people, and then literally you guys just let your stories run. Like open your phone up, put your stories to run on automatic, go take your shower, cook your breakfast, have your breakfast, get on your whatever. As long as you're going through those stories, Facebook sees that as you engaging in content. And then at the end, just engage in a few more. You don't have to engage on all of them, but literally let it run. That works too. I used to get huge engagement on my stories. I think that's about it really that I have. I also have an attraction marketing blueprint that I'd be more than happy to share with you guys if you want. It's kind of like in a bulky thing, so I'd like to get it like in a on a link like a Google Drive or something like that. So that way if I send it, it's not all in one big giant blob. It's just a link that you can click on and you can go and access the content. But I used that when I first started at attraction marketing years and years ago, and my engagement was like nothing. I saw a couple of you comment, like you get like 10 likes, 10 comments. That was me. And at the end, I was literally getting 400 and 500 likes and comments. And on my business post, I was like, Malik, I was getting 100, 150. I'd have at least 10, 15, 20 people reach out to me for info. So it works. It works. It works. And you guys just want to be more interested than interesting and engage more and you'll get engagement back. It takes a lot. It takes a lot, but if you give a lot, you'll get a lot back. You will.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that, Michelle. And one
Absolutely.
thing that Michelle touched on that I just wanted to elaborate on a little bit is that, the content that we get created from Radiate and Rise, phenomenal content. Everyone wants to be sharing that inside of their stories, like on a daily basis, right? Because most of the, I guess what you could call hard selling or like promotional stuff, you can put that inside of your stories and Facebook is not going to flag you or show your content to less people, right? So me personally, if you look through my stories, you'll see me promoting Oli Life. You'll see pictures of the devices. You'll see like all of the content that they create at Radiate and Rise or some of the content that we get in the Awakening group. I'll put that content inside of my stories. But the trick for me is I'll put something before it that's personal first, right? You don't want the first thing that somebody to look at inside of your stories to be a business post because then it kind of rubs the same it kind of brings the same red flags, right? Okay, they're just trying to promote something to me. They're just trying to sell a P90 or a shaking massager or whatever, right? But when you have something that's personal before that, right? People get attached by emotion. They look at that, oh my God, look at Michelle with Griffin. They're going to go get something to eat. Like we love Griffin. Like they get emotionally attached to that, right? Then when you have something behind it where maybe you're showing a P90 or a shaking massager, people are not really rubbed the wrong way because you're adding a personal touch to it, right? So always add a personal touch, be a human first and a marketer second, right? And when you're natural and you just share the products that you're using that are benefiting you, you're never going to come off as a salesman. People are just going to see that you're using these products, you're loving the results with it, and you really want to help people. And that's the message that you want to get across out there, not to look like you're just trying to shove a P90 down someone's throat. And then you'll have people reaching out to you, people who are totally in line with your message, right? So I know that we're almost at the top of the hour and we do have the protocol Zoom that's going to be happening tonight, I think. I'm not sure if it's going to be the last one for the year. So if it is happening, I would advise people to get on there if you can. I hope that you got some value from this training. Thank you, Angel Rose. Thank you, Michelle. We're really excited about 2026. And go ahead. I know that you have something you want to share before we close it out, Angel.
Yeah, I just wanted to say don't forget about the Awakening Juicing chat that everybody is welcome into. Um, we can pop the link again into the Radiate and Rise chat so that you can go and join that. Also, don't forget that there's the WhatsApp chat as well. It's got a lot of great information, and we do try and make sure we put it over. And we were going to give a giveaway out to a
Oh,
couple
the
of
giveaway.
giveaways today for
Oh, we got
Christmas.
time. We got time. Go ahead. We got a few minutes.
So I'm not really quite sure how we're going to do that. But Michelle, have you got an idea of how we're going to do that? Who was first on the Zoom today?
Um, how many people?
Michelle Altman, you were first on the Zoom today, weren't
Yes, she
you?
was.
Okay. So we've got a conductivity pin for Michelle and also for our one and only Kiwi man down here, Paul, joining us.
Oh,
And not that he'd probably go, I don't need any, I've got enough of them, but I'm sure he can have another one to give away to his next client. But anyway, as we know, the conductivity pens are a really great asset that you can use for prizes for people as well, for anything that you might want to post. I'd like to personally wish everybody an amazing Christmas and New Year's and stay safe and have a great holiday. Down here in New Zealand, it's summer, but we have been getting quite a mixed bag of weather. And I'm really, really personally excited about what we're all going to create in 2026 and this team explode. And it's really exciting that our members is growing. We're over 100, nearly at 120, I think, and we're growing and growing. So it's going to be super exciting in the new year. We're now into Australia as well. So just, yeah, have a nice, well-deserved break. And I look forward to seeing everybody in the new year. Michelle, would you like to say anything?
Absolutely. Malik, thank you. That was amazing training. You always put things so simply, so people can, and I even took notes again. Be a human first, marketer second. Engagement is the real currency. Alignment is what creates true freedom. Alignment with lifestyle, your message, and a simple duplicatable system. Real experiences, truth, and energy. Stop convincing and simply share your life.
Beautiful.
And Angel Rose, thank you for your comments, your additions. You're beautiful. Your team is really starting to grow. I'm so happy for all of us. We are expanding because we're radiating and rising, you guys. It's the energy, it's the vibration. There's so much love here, and I feel it. Thank you so much. I feel so blessed for all of you guys, really. And Merry Christmas to everybody.
Absolutely. I hope that everyone enjoys the holidays. This is going to conclude our trainings for the year. So we'll get back to them at the beginning of next year. And I hope that everyone has a blessed, safe holiday season, and wishing everyone continued success and growth as well. So look forward to seeing you guys again next year. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel as well. Let's build the Radiate and Rise YouTube channel. All the different videos that we're doing here will be recorded and they will be hosted on the channel as well. So let's continue to radiate and rise, everyone. Much love. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Love to everybody. Thank you for coming tonight.